Have you ever started a fitness goal just full of motivation, only to watch it completely fizzle out a few weeks later? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. But what if the problem isn't your willpower? What if it's your entire approach? What if I told you the secret is to stop treating the gym like a punishment and start treating it like a practice? Let's dive in and completely reframe how you think about fitness. Wow, okay. That's a pretty bold statement, right? But fitness coach Navjot Singh says it to make a really crucial point. This whole extreme, quick fix mentality is basically designed for failure. The idea that you have to suffer on some kind of special diet is the very first trap we need to get rid of. So, why do so many of us fall off the wagon? Well, it usually comes down to this predictable, kind of sad cycle of mistakes. And it's all rooted in a fundamental misunderstanding of how our bodies, and maybe more importantly, our minds, actually work. And if you want to know just how big of a problem this is, check this out. Studies show a staggering 90% of people who join a gym will quit within the first 6 months. That's insane. This isn't just a few people failing. It's a systemic problem with how we're taught to approach fitness. And here are the biggest culprits. We expect to undo years of habits in just a few weeks. We get super impatient when we don't see six-pack abs overnight. We jump in without any real plan, just doing random workouts we saw on the internet. And worst of all, we see exercise as punishment for that slice of pizza we ate. This whole cycle, it is a guaranteed recipe for burnout. So how do we break free from that trap? Simple. We shift our entire perspective. You see, a sustainable fitness journey isn't about crushing yourself with intensity. It's about being smart, being consistent, and building a practice. So let's explore what that smarter way actually looks like.
Getting help can be a total game changer, but not all help is created equal. A bad trainer, they just hand you a generic PDF and then blame you when it doesn't work. A good trainer, on the other hand, is like a detective. They ask about your life, your history, your real goals. They teach you and they set expectations that are actually achievable. They're not just giving you exercises, they're building you a roadmap to independence.
Do you think you need to live in the gym 6 days a week to see results? Think again. For someone just starting out, 2 solid full-body workouts per week is more than enough to see serious progress for months. The key takeaway here is so simple. Consistency beats frequency, every single time. It's about showing up reliably, not just showing up a lot. Honestly, this is probably the most important shift you can possibly make. Stop going to the gym to work out. From now on, you're going to the gym to practice. You are learning a skill, the skill of moving your body correctly and effectively. When you adopt that learner's mindset, all the pressure just melts away. And hey, measure your success by how you feel, by your energy, not just by what you see in the mirror. A good workout should make you feel energized, not destroyed. Okay, so practicing a skill is great, but to really become a master, you gotta understand the fundamentals, right? Your body is this incredible machine, and knowing just a little bit about how it operates can totally revolutionize your training. So let's pop the hood. Don't worry, we don't need a full-blown anatomy degree here, but understanding just a few core concepts will make you so much smarter in the gym. Think of this as the user manual for your own body. All right, first up is the muscle belly. This is basically the engine of the muscle. It's that main fleshy part. When you flex your bicep, this is the part that balls up and gets tight. It contracts to generate all the force that pulls on your bones. The power starts right here. But how does that force actually get to your skeleton? Well, that's the job of the tendon. It's this super tough, kind of rope-like tissue that connects the muscle engine to the bone. Now, here's the key thing to remember. The tendon itself doesn't contract. It's just a passive, super strong cable that transmits the force. And this table shows how it all comes together beautifully. A muscle attaches to bones in at least 2 places. The origin is the anchor. It's the fixed point that stays pretty still. The insertion is the mover. It's the part that gets pulled towards the anchor. So when your bicep contracts, its origin up on your shoulder is the anchor, and the insertion on your forearm moves, pulling your hand up towards your shoulder. Simple, right? Okay, anatomy lesson is officially over. Now let's connect that knowledge directly to what you're actually doing on the gym floor. This is where we turn all that theory into real results. And this is exactly why exercises like squats and push-ups and rows are the kings of the gym. They aren't just random movements someone made up. They're designed to work your muscles through their natural function, pulling that insertion point towards that origin point. That's why these big foundational exercises are so incredibly powerful for building real-world strength. Understanding your body also helps you avoid getting hurt. And this analogy is just perfect. If you're carrying a lot of extra weight, high impact stuff like running puts an enormous amount of stress on your joints. It's just the wrong tool for the job at that moment. You're not helping your body, you're just driving it straight into the ground. And that brings us to maybe the biggest myth in all of fitness: cardio for fat loss. Look, let's be super clear. Cardio is fantastic for your heart and your lungs. It's a great tool for cardiovascular health. But as the main tool for fat loss, it's pretty inefficient and honestly, often misused. The real drivers of fat loss are building muscle and managing your nutrition. All right, so let's bring all of this home. We've torn down that old, punishing way of thinking, and we've replaced it with a smarter, more sustainable philosophy. This isn't about serving a temporary sentence. It's about making a permanent upgrade to your entire life.
So here it is, your new rulebook. Ditch the special diet nonsense. Prioritize consistency over trying to kill yourself in the gym. Focus on learning and mastering the basic, foundational movements. Use cardio for what it's great at, making your heart healthy. And always, always remember the ultimate test. A good workout should leave you feeling energized and powerful, not broken and exhausted.
And really, that's the bottom line. Every single time you step into the gym or plan a meal, just ask yourself this one simple question. The answer is going to tell you everything you need to know about whether you're on the right path for long-term success. The goal is to build, to strengthen, to learn, never ever to punish.